Okay, welcome everybody to our Drawing the Power of the Ocean drawing experience today. My name is Antje Howard. I am a NeuroGraphica trainer, and we are working today with the NeuroGraphica method in a very meditative and I hope relaxing way. I like to start all my drawing processes with a kind of meditation. So I would like to invite you to just make yourself comfortable for a moment. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Feeling your body, just the spaces where your body touches the ground, feeling your feet, your buttocks, where you're sitting on your chair maybe. And just take a few deep breaths. Letting go of anything that was before, anything that happened today. You can just inhale deeply and exhale and let it go. Do that a few times, exhaling out of the mouth. And you can also release sound or sigh if anything needs to be released right now. And just becoming aware of where you are right now. Feeling your breath flowing in and out of your body. Feeling the ebb and flow. And there we can already imagine the ocean, the big power that we want to connect with today. So you can just picture the ocean, picture a wave coming and going slowly. You can imagine smelling the salty sea air, feeling the wind on your skin. Maybe imagine the sand beneath your feet and really bring yourself into this imaginary space. Maybe you're stepping in that place where the water meets the earth, meets the beach. That place of change where the waves are coming and going. And I invite you to bring the feeling of the ocean into your breath. And you can just exhale with a little bit of sound or wind through your mouth, really pushing the air out and doing what we call an ocean breath. Just feeling how the air touches your throat, and you can constrict it a little bit if you're familiar with that. My yoga teacher calls this Darth Vader breath, where we kind of scratch the breath and constrict it a little bit and push it out with the sound. And while you practice this breathing for a little bit longer, you can also slowly come back, staying in this space, staying in the ocean in your mind. And you can slowly start blinking your eyes and taking a pen. I'm actually going to use a blue pen today because I thought, that would fit very well. So what we will do is move over the drawing as if it was the ocean. And I really like the space as I said, where the ocean meets the land, this kind of zone of change, of transformation. And so I'm going to go ahead and imagine that the land is on this side and the ocean is on this side, and I'm moving towards the land with my ocean. I'm using neurographic lines, of course, just moving in and out however I feel. For everyone who does not know what a neurographic line is, it's a line that does not repeat itself in any part, and that takes us to where we do not expect it. So just allow your hand to move over the paper. And you can also use the breath for this drawing. Inhaling, and then with the exhale, pushing the water out. And kind of feeling the breath in your lines, moving up and down. You can see how far you move into the land, how far you move onto the beach. Just filling your paper with lines, moving further and further, and just imagining the ebb and flow, the tides. Maybe you're on a low tide, maybe you're on a high tide. And you can also kind of imagine this idea for your life. Where are you in your life? Are you on a low tide and a high tide? Without judging it or thinking anything about it, you can also move from the left to the right, changing the direction, trying out what it feels like to move like this. And using the breath, following slowly. And then when you have a bunch of lines on your paper, we're going to go into the process of rounding, which is connecting all the lines. Everybody who knows NeuroGraphica already knows what to do. And for those that do not know what to do, I'm going to quickly explain it in an example. So I have my lines here. And I have spaces where my lines meet and cross, and where they kind of create this little X's. And instead of having a crossing there, I want to have a connection. I want to have a rounded connection like this, like this. And I actually like to go over every line again, feeling into the spaces in between. So here I would go around this line again, maybe even a few times. It's okay if there's little spaces that are open, just connecting where you really feel and see an X. I'm going to go through the entire drawing and connect our lines. And you can imagine how this might connect all these energies of ebb and flow. How one day you may feel like moving out onto the beach and really showing yourself in the world and moving your energy outwards. And then on the other day, you may be on the ebb side. You may have to retreat. And just feeling into that. and letting it be okay without judging. And at the same time, feeling what this imagination and what this drawing process affects in your body, or in your mind, or in your emotional space. Observing yourself and starting to really tune into this feeling of flow, ebb and flow, moving outwards and inwards while you're connecting all these little spaces together into one big movement, into one big wave that is your entire life, ever changing. And you can also get back to your breathing, just observing your breathing. You don't have to stay with the ocean breath. You can just naturally breathe and see how your breath is moving. Is there more inhale, more exhale? Is there an emphasis somewhere? And how does it make you feel? As I said, I like to go over every line again, making it more dynamic, enriching it. And I have some smears here, but that's okay too. And just exploring what there is right now. All the little spaces, all the little shapes that show up. Just feeling into them. And you can just imagine that they are all part of your life, part of the flow, part of the movement that you are in and out. Just see if that activates something in you, that brings up any emotions, any memories, or any feelings in your body. And if you feel tense anywhere, use your breath, breathing there, and just giving it to the flow. It's really good to intentionally exhale any tension. And slowly moving through your picture. Connecting the lines. Connecting yourself to this energy of the ocean. And you can keep that imagery in your mind. A constant movement. You can also ask yourself, what is your relationship to the ocean? What is it that you would like to learn from the ocean? How do you feel the energy of the ocean, of this great big body of water? How do you feel connected to it? Just being with whatever comes up. And staying with your breath, with your body, with your emotions and thoughts. One of the things that we always take care of in NeuroGraphica, to stay with full awareness of ourselves, self-observing, and really making this into an active meditation. Maybe there's little shapes showing up in your drawing somewhere. You can just imagine little gifts from the ocean. Something that might be coming to you. Just being receptive, opening yourself for this energy, for these little gifts, like little seashells, sand dollars, or little pretty rocks. Anything that might be moved ashore by the waves, feeling this wavy energy. And if there's anything like that coming to you, any gifts that you feel, can be anything, no, spiritual, or maybe something in your life where you would like more flow, or where you would like to change the tide, moving the energy in a different direction, then I invite you to just draw it as a circle somewhere. And you can draw the circle anywhere. It can be in the waves, it can be on the outside, in the area in between where the waves meet the land. This is where I feel my gift here. And then just pondering for a moment about what this may mean for you. And even if nothing concrete comes up right now, just accepting this gift that you may receive from the ocean right now, rounding it into the rest of the drawing, connecting it. So wherever there's little corners again, where there's little X's, rounding those out. Then you can feel again, is there anything else that might be coming to you? In my drawing, I already have some spaces, of course, that almost look like circles. So I'm just finishing the circle, creating myself another gift that's in the ocean for me, it's coming towards me. Rounding it out again, wondering for a moment, what might that be? What is coming to me there? And it can be something that you might want to learn. It can be a material thing as well, of course. And as I said, it can be a spiritual gift or just an emotion that you want to feel. You can just draw it into the drawing, creating the gifts that you want to receive, and then just feeling into it and imagining that you're receiving it. It's actually becoming true and coming to you. And you can just draw as many as you feel of those. I might draw a few more, receiving a few more gifts. And those circles, of course, they don't have to be perfect. You can just move around them several times until they feel round, and then connecting them with the rest of the waves. And again, asking yourself what that might be, what it might stand for. And if it's nothing specific, then just receive a gift, a surprise gift that you may learn later what it is. Don't have to know everything right now. Also, the knowledge, the understanding can come with the next wave, maybe. And breathing into this feeling of receiving. And just observing yourself again. How does it feel to receive all those gifts? Is it joyful for you? Is there maybe tension? Do you set yourself limitations? Do you feel worthy of receiving all those gifts? And if there's any tension, you can breathe into it again, letting it go with the waves, giving it to the ocean. Anything that you don't need anymore, you can just let it go into the lines. I'm going to draw a few more small gifts, but I don't have to know what they are. Small surprises that make life joyful. And you can, of course, keep doing that as long as it feels good for you, as long as you need. While I will slowly go into the next process, that is coloring. I'm going to use colored pencils today. You can use any coloring materials that you have or that you like to use. It's nice if you can still see the underlying lines. If that stays visible. And today I definitely feel drawn to some blue. So I will choose a nice blue to start with. But I mean, your ocean can have any color. And then I just go into these shapes that were created now, just slowly moving through my drawing and coloring wherever I feel the color. And this drawing is really nice to just follow the movement. Just feel into that movement again, into that ebb and flow, rising and falling. Of course, we have the gifts And you can color however you want. You can give a special color to your gifts. You can have them just merge into the ocean with the same color. It is really free and open. Coloring, just trust your feeling. And with this, it's really, really good to become especially aware of how it affects your emotions, how it feels, this color. And being very gentle with it. There's no right or wrong. It doesn't need to be liked. This picture is only for you, for your connection with the ocean, for you to explore. And you can really freely color. You don't have to stay within the lines. You can go over. Just let the coloring be as free as the ocean too. Taking space and going wherever it needs to go. No restrictions. Ocean cannot be restricted. And really feel into what this does to you, this feeling of freedom without any restrictions, spaciousness. Really taking the space like the ocean takes the land. And meeting with your inner ocean. Really just enjoying this journey. And maybe there's shapes coming up that mean something to you. And just to you, really nobody else needs to understand this drawing. Feeling the flow and remembering your breath again, in and out. Ooh. And whatever needs to go out, just releasing it. As I said, it can be any colors, any color you feel drawn to. It doesn't have to be what we think of. Letting the mind go for a while, letting the mind settle, and just trusting the feeling, your intuition, your subconscious. And observing again where it lands in your body. What thoughts come up? Where do they lead you? And you don't have to color everything as well. We can leave spaces white. You can imagine like how the waves crash, and then you have the white spaces taking in oxygen. We can have all of that in our picture. Powerful force. Maybe now that your gifts get colored, maybe now there's an idea of what the gift might be, what the ocean might bring to you today. Understanding, and again, feeling this feeling of receiving it, just receiving what is given to you at this moment. And then, of course, you can also color the space above, the land. Can be in any color as well, of course. Just also feeling how it might be different. Quality of the energy there. The place where they meet, the zone in between, zone of change. There you can imagine, what is it that you want to take with you? Taking it over into the other next zone on the land. What is the energy that you feel there, and how is it connected to the ocean? What are the gifts that it receives? Just really letting your fantasy free for a moment. Enjoying this feeling of just creating, connecting. Enjoying the colors. And you can of course use as many colors as you wish. It can be a colorful ocean, ocean of colors. Maybe imagining the sun setting. What comes up for me right now. Sun dipping into the ocean, yet another movement of change. We're really embracing this feeling of change. Inhaling and exhaling, ebb and flow. Receiving and giving. And again, you can stay with this process as long as feels good to you. Using as many colors as you wish. And I'm slowly going to move into the next process in a minute. Maybe I need one more color. And really just going with your intuition. And really just playing with the colors. And then I invite you to take either a thicker pen or maybe a little bit of a darker pen. I have these brush pens that I'm going to use. They're creating a little bit of a thicker mark. And then I'm just going to go through and choose a few lines that I will emphasize more with a thicker line, and I just follow however the path leads me through the picture, following the lines that are already there, and you can also divert from them, creating new lines, just feeling where it wants to go. They can of course cross, just creating a few lines stronger, the stronger currents in our ocean. And I'm just going to do a handful of those. For all of those that know NeuroGraphica, we're doing the field lines right now. Just to mark and bring more energy into the flow and really emphasizing this feeling of flowing that we want to create in this drawing, and connecting everything again. I'm going to go back with my other pen, just integrating my big lines, my big waves into the rest of the drawing. Wherever there's little corners created, I'm going to round those out again. And feeling into this bigger flow, imagining that I am part of a bigger whole. I flow with the entire world, not just me and my little universe, but also I'm connected to everything else. I'm connected to the big whole. I'm connected to the big energy flow that flows through everything.
however you might call that, however you might understand that for yourself. Just imagining this connection to a bigger energy, and receiving guidance from it, allowing yourself again to receive, feeling this connectedness with everything, with the bigger whole that will lead you. So you don't need to fight, you just follow the direction, you just follow the waves as they're coming and going. There's no need to fight them, there's no need to struggle. You just allow the movement, becoming aware of it, and also again becoming aware of your body, of your emotions, any thoughts that come up through this imagery, through this imagining the bigger flow and how you are connected to it directly, and you can be nurtured by this source of energy, by this big ocean, by this big flow, as we are all drops in the same ocean. And remembering your breath again, feeling into it, observing, and connecting yourself.
And then if you wish to, if you see a figure in your drawing that really calls your attention, one of the circles maybe that really sticks out, that you feel you would like to emphasize, that you would like to make the focal point of your drawing. For me, it's this big circle here that I kind of imagine as the sun. I also drew it in red and orange and yellow. And it reminds me of the sun that's rising and setting. That's again a reminder that I am part of the bigger whole, and that there's a time for me to rise, a time for me to settle down. And it's all in the flow of things, in the flow of nature, being part of the bigger whole, being part of the great rhythm of the universe. And then I just go back and integrate my big circle so that it's part of the entire picture. Again, rounding out any corners, anything that's sticking out, to where I really feel connected. And if you don't really know what the gift is for you, then just look at it. Just choose it from what your eyes say. You can slightly close your eyes so that you can see the picture a little bit blurry, and then just see if your gaze automatically jumps to a figure, jumps to a corner of your drawing that's just calling the attention, and then just trusting your subconscious, emphasizing that figure and giving it a bigger outline in your picture. And then you can take a few more deep breaths.
And of course, take as long as you need for this process. Make any more lines, any more colors, just feeling into what is needed. You can always add more lines, add more colors, change something here or there, just staying with your awareness in your feeling, in your body, in your emotions, and watching your thoughts, observing and flowing in this ocean of colors and lines. And I thank everyone that participated in this drawing. If you're interested in learning more, you can come to my website. It's www.neuroartproject.net. I offer NeuroGraphica classes. I also offer workshops. I also offer private coaching with the NeuroGraphica method. You can send me a message. You can also find me on Facebook and on Instagram at NeuroArtProject. And thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone.